The Reagan administration didn't fail to respond to the AIDS crisis. They ignored it on purpose. And that silence, that delay, that indifference, that wasn't neutral. That was lethal. So let's start with the facts. The first known cases of AIDS in the United States was reported in 1981. Young men, mostly gay, showing mysterious symptoms, skin lesions, severe pneumonia. Their immune systems were collapsing. Doctors didn't know what it was, and the CDC was alarmed. And Reagan didn't say a word. By 1982, the CDC had officially labeled it AIDS. By 1983, it was clear that this wasn't just affecting gay men. It was also impacting Black and brown communities, IV drug users, and women. By 1984, researchers had identified HIV as the cause. And by 1985, over 12,000 Americans were dead. Still no national plan, still no funding surge, still no word from the White House. Reagan didn't even say AIDS publicly until September 17, 1985. 4 years in, tens of thousands of lives gone. The delay wasn't about science. It was about stigma. See, Reagan's base, they were the so-called moral majority, a block of evangelical voters who believed AIDS was God's punishment for being gay, Black, poor, or addicted. And Reagan, he governed like their silence was his strategy. His press secretary, Larry Speakes, mocked gay reporters who asked about it. He would laugh at their questions and say, "Well, I don't have it, do you?" That was the tone of the federal government during a global pandemic. Meanwhile, communities were dying in clusters. Black and brown queer folks were watching their friends disappear overnight. Hospitals refused to treat them. Funeral homes turned them away. Families abandoned them, and the government did too. When activists started ACT UP in 1987, yes, 6 years after the first case, it wasn't because they wanted attention. It was because no one in power gave a damn. So they protested, they screamed, they shut down traffic, stormed buildings, and threw the ashes of their loved ones onto the White House lawn, because the silence was literally killing them. And the truth is, if AIDS at first struck elite white neighborhoods, we would have had billboards, vaccines, ribbon campaigns, and funding before the second funeral. But instead, Reagan chose politics over people. Sound familiar? Image over action, and silence over survival. And that silence cost us an entire generation. Artists, lovers, organizers, friends, gone. So no, this wasn't just a public health failure. This was state-sanctioned neglect. And we're still living in the shadows of that silence today.